Hey guys, shout out to the Flamengo faithful. This is Flamengo top level. Yeah. Welcome to the Paparazzo Rubro Negro channel. If you're new here, please follow, like, and share on all platforms. If you're on YouTube, I invite you to subscribe down below, turn on notifications by clicking the bell, and leave a cool like on the video. We're here thanks to the support of Caravana do Haroldo. You can secure your spot at Flamengo's games with Caravana do Haroldo. They have games with tickets included at Maracanã, a complete package, and also Champions League games. For the World Cup, just book directly with the Caravan. No worries or complaints. Man, it's impressive. I only get compliments from people who booked with them and had no headaches. Yeah, man, it's impressive, really impressive. I'm really happy to be able to promote a serious company, you know? Since 81, taking Flamengo fans and members to the Club World Cup, so there's a lot of history. Also, let me remind you that you can lose weight just like I did, and I'm still maintaining it, right? Doing my work and everything else. You can lose weight with Mais Cabelo, the Mais Linda Mais Cabelo program, which is amazing. In addition, there's also the ExoMize program, which you can use to take care of your scalp as well. Man, the results from ExoMize are impressive, so everything is also in the description and pinned comment. And let me remind you, yesterday, man, everything worked out, right? Yesterday was impressive. I told you guys there was only one where I said it would be a goal in both halves, and that didn't happen. But overall, the rest, even the more complicated ones or the ones with higher odds, worked out. For example, there, and I'm leaving my Telegram tips channel here for you to check out. People are starting to join. This channel is new, okay? I shared it. Flamengo, which one was it? It wasn't just Flamengo. The game had over 8.5 corners, totaling 11. And along with that, it was Paquetá to score anytime and BH to score anytime. So both happened. There was a goal by Paquetá and a goal by BH. I got that one right in our group. We have the tipsters analyzing and sending the tips. Then I pass them on to you. So it's worth checking it out there. And today, if there's anything good, we'll pass it on to you. There's also the Libertadores round coming up, right? Today, I'm going to place a little rooting against bet. My mother-in-law won't like it. Fluminense is going to play, and I don't think Fluminense will make it through. No, yeah, we make our little rooting against pick. There's no way around it, right? You have to root against a little bit. She wasn't at my house when Flamengo gave up a goal and didn't clap, so now there's got to be a little rooting against now. There's no other option. My friends, let's go. A lot of people want to know, David Deschamps' question yesterday at the press conference was a really good question for Leonardo Jardim. He asked, he was the only one who had the courage, let's be honest, the only one who had the courage to ask about Jorge Jesus coming, if that affected Leonardo Jardim, if that made Leonardo Jardim worried. And Jardim's answer was that he doesn't worry about ghosts, especially because at the clubs he's been at where he was a champion, like Monaco and so on, when people talk about him, they talk with nostalgia. Everyone wants him back and all that. And then he made it clear that, on the contrary, he's very good friends with Jorge Jesus, and he invited all of them there, him, Boto, and so on. They invited Jorge Jesus to go to the box, to go to Ninho do Urubu, to have lunch with them, to meet with them. So, like, he downplayed this whole issue. And then, obviously, this affected the fans, right? Flamengo fans immediately started trying to imagine what could be happening. If it's not Jorge Jesus replacing Leonardo Jardim, because I told you yesterday that regardless of the loss to Palmeiras, he still had credibility. Oh, uh, there's an understanding that Flamengo was doing really well until the 20th minute of the game. They were dominating Palmeiras until they had a player sent off. It's understood that even with one player down, Flamengo still went after Palmeiras and only failed to tie or win. Yeah, by a stroke of luck for Palmeiras, Flamengo went after them even with one less player, and they scored 2 goals. Because Rossi made 2 mistakes. So, yeah, that's the situation. It's important to note that I spoke with you both yesterday and the day before. I think he still has respect. He's still well regarded internally, and he was even praised for the team's attitude. He said that he understands that he's the one who makes mistakes when the team loses and so on. But his attitude of keeping the team attacking, wanting to win, this desire to win pleased the board. Okay? So, we're bringing you this information based on the reporting we did, right? Yeah, related to Leonardo Jardim and Jorge Jesus, what's going to happen? Because he already made it clear that it doesn't bother him, right? Jorge Jesus going to Rio de Janeiro. So the information I got is this: it's not going to happen, unfortunately. That image I even put on the cover and the image I posted, I joked, man, the fans, obviously it messes with the fans' heads, but nothing is going to happen right now with Jorge Jesus. Yeah, working alongside Leonardo Jardim there as a technical director, assistant, something like that. Okay, what he wants is the Portuguese national team, okay? The information we have is that what he wants is the Portuguese national team, and actually, he's just coming to visit, to hang out, meet friends, and reconnect with Rio de Janeiro, right? Yeah. So, Jorge Jesus' intention right now is not to sign with a club in Brazil, not to sign with Flamengo. He's friends with Boto, friends with Leonardo Jardim, and he's coming to Rio de Janeiro. He's simply coming to visit, hang out, see people again, meet up with friends, and go to Maracanã to watch Flamengo against Coritiba on Saturday. Now, like I said, right, I said, man, Flamengo could take advantage of this moment since there will also be a preseason, a mid-season break, right? In Algarve, Portugal, 10 days in Algarve, Portugal, Flamengo. I even said I'd rather go there than cover the World Cup. The club, I cover the World Cup here for about 10 days, and then I go to Algarve to cover Flamengo, which I already mentioned here. It seems like there will be open training sessions every day to cover. I'm just a recorder. Algarve, off to Algarve, Portugal. I'm really going, right? When are you going? The 17th. Or are you leaving here and going straight there? It's the 19th. It's the 19th. Flamengo reports back on the 19th, and they're going to Algarve for a mid-season camp. My friend, I made money, I retired my mother. Friendly. Wow, guys, look, I just got authorization. We can go. Otinho, can we? We can look. Oh, nice. And the World Cup is over, paparazzo. World Cup, Brazilian national team. Do about 10 days of training here and all that. And leave Orphone there too. What's Orphone doing there, right? Yeah, my friends. So that's it. What I think Jorge Jesus could do, okay? Just an idea here. For Flamengo, I even said this to the board. I talked to the people I speak with. Look, talk to Jorge Jesus since he's going to be in Rio for a few days and then he's going back to Portugal, right? He's Portuguese. He's going back to Portugal. Flamengo will hold preseason training in Portugal. Go ahead and arrange with Jorge Jesus for him to do the intensive training together with Leonardo Jardim. Yeah, they're best friends. They'll do the intensive training together. Just imagine that scene is going to happen. That scene is going to happen, and it could happen during the mid-season break. It would be perfect. Jorge Jesus and Leonardo Jardim together in Flamengo's training sessions. Man, I think that's possible, okay? He could spend a few days. Since he's already going to Ninho do Urubu, he could spend a few days, give some instructions. And that'll definitely help Leonardo Jardim a lot in his work, right? Yeah, well, let's go. Yeah, let me also share another important piece of information with you, but I also wanted to react here to Tiago Asmar, who tagged me in a collab here and goes along the lines of what I had said. Man, and this newspaper, and today's Maya Hora newspaper, huh? My friends, look at today's Maya Hora newspaper. Look at this. Look at this cover. Flavio and the Peru team go soft and get played. The newspaper cover. That's crazy. Flavio and the Peru team go soft and get played. Hell no, 1,000 times over. The first comment here. Hell no, 1,000 times over, guys. It's unbelievable. The Maya Hora guys outdo themselves. They're really good. Yeah, but the Rio de Janeiro newspaper, Rio de Janeiro, look, do you think this ever happens at Flamengo's training? That would be cool. That's what I mentioned to you. Well, there is some important information here. The last time Flamengo scored 16 points in the Libertadores group stage was in 2022. And do you know what happened? Flamengo were champions, undefeated. Last time it was with the Portuguese coach, with Paulo Sousa, remember? They later replaced Paulo Sousa with Dorival and so on. But Flamengo became champions, right? They also had a fantastic group stage. Coincidence? Well, that's what happened in 2022. Yeah, look, the fans' comments here on the post I was talking to you about are about whether they'd like to see Jorge Jesus and Leonardo Jardim together. Look at that. My God, I even got something in my eye here. What a dream. Dream. It's all comments like that. For sure, together we're much stronger. Everyone's emotional. It would be a dream for JJ to come back. That would be awesome. They're letting us dream. JJ's return. I wanted to see it. Man, people are sharing the image, but the image turned out really good, man. The picture of Jorge Jesus with Leonardo Jardim turned out really cool. He was instructing, right? Leonardo Jardim there, helping Leonardo Jardim on the sidelines. So nowadays it's a joke, right, my friends? Just look at that. So I'm going to react here to that Thiago Asmar thing I talked to you about, which I talked to you about. Because yesterday I told you that Gonzalo Plata was the best on the field. And I praised Gonzalo Plata a lot. What Leonardo Jardim did with him, he recovered the player who had so many problems recently, right? I used to complain a lot about that whole you've got to be an athlete thing. You have to be more professional. Man, then he deleted the Flamengo photos. He archived them, right? And man, a whole series of situations, all that confusion. We were saying they had to negotiate him, had to sell him, that he had to leave Flamengo, all that stuff. He turned things around. Leonardo Jardim is great at helping players recover. And we have to be honest, I had forgotten that. I praised Plata yesterday, but I forgot the main thing. The main thing is he's been called up for the World Cup and will start for the Ecuador national team. And he played like that yesterday. So look at that. It makes a lot of sense what Pilhado said. Look at that.
A Flamengo player who is going to the World Cup and didn't hold back in tackles, who started the match, who ran the whole time.
He didn't hold back. That's it, man. That's it. I hadn't thought about it that way, Thiago.
Who didn't show that he prioritizes the national team over the club that pays his salary. So, let me say something. Plata deserves a lot of praise today. If Plata has been heavily criticized before, even by me, okay? Especially in those times he got sent off for stupid reasons, today Plata really deserves to be praised. And he should even be an example for Carrascal, who got upset when he was criticized. He said he wants to leave. Plata was criticized just as much, but he didn't play the victim. He trained, got his head straight, started playing much better soccer, and now he's making a comeback. This guy here deserves praise because while many players going to the World Cup were being rested, starting on the bench, or not going all in, he wasn't.
Not Plata.
Plata went in to challenge.
And he's younger, okay? He's younger. Plata is much younger than Carrascal, okay? And he's showing much more maturity.
Plata ran the whole time like he always does. Plata gave his all for the club that pays his salary. So I've always said this. The player has to value the club much more than the national team, guys. The national team is important. You represent your country, but the club is the one who pays the player's salary. It's the club that makes the player reach his country's national team. And Plata showed how much he values Flamengo, how much he prioritizes it. Flamengo, and that's why today this guy here really deserves a lot of praise.
That's it, okay? So, I totally agree. I think the guy knew how to bounce back and showed that he values Flamengo more than the national team, more than the Ecuador national team, which is his national team and the one he's been called up to. Very important. That's really important even for the fans, right? To understand what the guy wants, how he sees the team. And the Flamengo fan, he really takes that into consideration. What the guy feels if he really values the fact that he's wearing the Flamengo shirt. Well, we have some important information to share with you that Filipe Luis's future may have new developments in the coming days. Clubs from Turkey and Germany are monitoring the coach's situation, who has been attracting interest in the European market after his work at Flamengo. According to some Turkish media, Besiktas has been making strong moves to try to sign Filipe Luís. And so, the club's directors are said to have already presented the coach with a long-term project, but the Brazilian prefers to calmly analyze the situation before making any decision about his career in Europe, okay? Yeah, that's what the main media outlets in Turkey are reporting. Yeah, besides that, Besiktas is also reportedly interested in signing the goalkeeper Agustin Rossi. Okay, at the request of Filipe Luís, the Argentine has a contract with Flamengo until the end of 2027, is valued at around 10 million euros, and has never played in European football. Now, in Germany, according to the Sky Sport portal, Filipe Luís is also Bayer Leverkusen's top choice, okay, to take over the team. The German club still has other options in the market, but the Brazilian is considered the board's favorite. I want to invite you now to check out the mixed zone interviews from Flamengo 3 Cusco 0, okay? We covered this yesterday. If you haven't seen it yet, you can check it out here. Flamengo 3 Cusco 0.
We covered this. You saw Cusco Zero. This feeling is uncomfortable. And the best part is the instruction. This coverage.
It felt great, and I'm very happy and grateful to God. Yeah, the group was always there supporting, helping. Rossi was also there at the moment, giving some tips about positioning higher or lower, right? And that's it. I'm very happy for this opportunity and we'll keep working.
Andrew fans have questioned Rossi as starting goalkeeper. How was your conversation with Leonardo Jardim about replacing him for this match? And how do you rate your performance, especially after that great save?
So about the fans questioning, there's not much to say. We work every day and nobody likes it, right? When mistakes happen. And one thing for sure is that we're working really hard. And as for the coach, there wasn't much conversation. No, it was just a few pointers during this match so that I could make the most of the opportunity.
That's Mr. Jean then.
I'm very happy. When a goalkeeper keeps a clean sheet and makes key contributions, you can call it a good, positive, and solid match.
Man, behind the scenes, you guys, seeing each other there, always helping out. It's a team in the sense that whoever is there will always do their best. I wanted to ask you, Posio, Rossi hasn't been questioned much. How is it for you guys there? Always helping each other out. What's it like?
No, for sure. One thing we never lack among us is support and unity, because above all, Flamengo comes first, and no one can be bigger or think they're bigger than Flamengo. So we work every day to do our best for Flamengo, and that's what we have to keep doing.
A game on Saturday?
No, I don't know. I don't know because it's exactly the operated tendon, right, where the scar is exactly where I feel the pain. So let's see tomorrow how we treat it and see how I feel, but I don't think so. It's 16.
How long did you see Eric Polgar? Did you see him again after 8 weeks? Of course.
You always ask about Eric Polgar? Good. He's been training with the team for a couple of weeks, 3 weeks, I think. Little by little, he's going to feel better. It's an injury that physically allows you to play, but it's annoying, very annoying. And since he's a warrior, he probably won't have any problems.
Saul, today you had more minutes after you came back. How do you consider your physical condition today and also your adaptation to Brazilian and South American football?
No, physically, I still have a long way to go. After all, I haven't played many matches since December 18th. The other day, I played against Atletico Paranaense in the match on the artificial pitch, where I struggled a lot. But, well, the team needed me, and I wanted to play, and I still had the chance. Yesterday, though, I didn't know if I was going to be able to play. Well, in the end, I was in pain, and today I woke up feeling better, and, well, I had the chance to play, to get some minutes, and little by little keep trying. How difficult are things then? I hope that when I come back, I'll be physically well and able to compete on equal terms with my teammates and then adapt to South American football. Honestly, it's great. I love it. I'm very grateful to Flamengo for giving me the opportunity to wear their jersey. With the Flamengo fans, it's incredible to feel like you're part of it when you wear this jersey. Honestly, I had rarely experienced this except with Atletico de Madrid. And like I said, I feel very, very proud to wear the jersey I wear. In your situation, we wanted to ask what changed after the loss to Palmeiras, right? What's it important to be able to get back to work, to gain freedom? Dorival coming back here, thank you.
Good condition. I think it's always difficult, right, for us to try to forget, right? When we lose at home, especially during the game, thank you.
8, but the championship is very good. We have a lot of time for it. Thank you. Today was already another championship, right? So we know it was very important, winning today to stay in first place, to achieve our goal, which is to be first overall for us. Thank you. Overall, so we can play at home. So we're happy for the win for last year's result. We have a very tough match against Coritiba, but we're strong. We're united in trying to get these 3 points to be even stronger.
Ayrton, we noticed the fullbacks were crossing less and playing more along the ground. Is that something Leonardo Jardim asks for, or is it a decision you guys make yourselves?
We work on it, but we also make our own decisions out there.
Yeah,
So we, as fullbacks, try to do what's best, regardless of the play, and that's it.